In Nepal, at least 148 people have been killed by flooding and landslides, with dozens more still missing. Local media are reporting it as some of the heaviest rainfall in decades. The government says schools and colleges will remain shut nationwide for the next 3 days. Authorities in Nepal expect the death toll could rise as reports are collected from the many villages across the remote mountainous country.
Rescue workers are out in force in Nepal's capital, Kathmandu, bringing families and pets to safety through the floodwaters. Locals feel helpless as they watch the city's Bagati River continue to swell.
What can we do now? This disaster is happening everywhere, not just to us. We are thankful that our lives have been saved.
As the rain got heavier, water flooded into the cabin of our truck at around 1 a.m. We jumped and managed to swim to safety, but my wallet, bag and phone have been swept away. I have nothing now, and I've been in the cold all night.
Landslides swamped Kathmandu's main highways, cutting off the capital from the rest of the country. In these suburban valleys, entire neighbourhoods are still submerged underwater. The capital and surrounding area were battered by days of torrential rain, but authorities say there was also significant damage to villages in Nepal's remote mountainous regions, where the risk of landslides remains high.
For more, I'm joined from Kathmandu by Badra Sharma. He is the New York Times correspondent in Nepal. Welcome, Badra. What's the latest on the flooding?
Thanks for having me. I just, called Nepal police and they informed 148 people died in the disaster, mainly the floodings and landslides. And they expect the death toll could rise as the rescuers are moving to the far-flung villages, taking the helicopters, and some of them are just walking to the affected areas.
Nepal's prime minister is facing criticism over the rescue operation, we understand. What have people been saying?
Yeah, actually, the Prime Minister of Nepal, KP Sharma Oli, he's right now in United States. He was there to attend the United Nations General Assembly, and he's been busy there, lecturing at the Columbia University and Harvard University, and he's meeting the Nepali diasporas in the United States. He has been facing the criticism because the rescue process was too slow in Nepal. Acting Prime Minister Prakash Man Singh, who has been taking the charge of Prime Minister, he also failed to address the disaster, and he was too slow to send the rescuers to the affected areas. And other officials were also unable to rescue the people. Instead, the locals, they were quick to rescue the peoples. That's why they've been criticizing the governments. And interestingly, the Nepal's disaster chief is also said to be out of Nepal. I heard he is, in Indonesia. That's why Nepal's authorities failed to tackle the crisis this time. And more importantly, the Prime Minister is facing the criticism because of the slow rescue operations and taking the people to the safer places. That's why he's been facing the criticism from all walks of life. And the situation is getting worse.
Badra, we only have about half a minute or so, but we've been looking at some pretty devastating pictures as you've been talking. Is there evidence to suggest these kinds of natural disasters are becoming more frequent in Nepal?
Yeah, that's true. Last month alone, Nepal's, the mountain village called the Thame, that's the ancestral land of the famed climber Angrita Sherpa and Kamrita Sherpa, that was also, swept away by the floods. Actually, that's the flood, triggered by the glacial lake outburst. And the cases of landslide floods are, so frequent in recent days. Before the Saturday's disasters, more than 225 people had already died in the flood and disasters. That's why we can say it's getting worse year by year.
Goodness. That is Bhadra Sharma of the New York Times joining us from Nepal. We thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.